All right, here we go with lesson 3. Again, most of these should be review, but also a little different because you're in a new book. So I just want to make sure this is makes sense for you. So we're going to go ahead and start with our first example. Find the missing number in each equation. So we have n, which is a variable, plus 53 equals 75. And we do not know what this letter n is. Now, your common sense might already know what needs to be done. What I like to do is rewrite this fact family. We have 3 numbers in a fact family every time when we add. All fact families can be rewritten in addition or subtraction problems. So can we make this into a fact family where n is the equal sign? Okay, so we can make it into a subtraction problem where we have 75 minus 53 equals n. All right, and so then we can go ahead and do the work for that. And there we go, 22. So then you're going to go ahead and write n equals 22. And go ahead and write that on your notes. Okay, same thing here. Go ahead and try it. You can pause me, see if you can do it on your own. First, write it as a fact family where a is on the other side. All right, so hopefully you have 61 minus 26 equals a. That's how we get a alone on the end of your fact family. So we had to make it a subtraction problem because we were missing an add end. All right, so we're going to have to do that problem out. Here we go. And I have 35. So the way we want to show that final answer is a equals 35 and box it because that's nice and pretty. All right, the next one here tells us, oh, okay, we got a bunch of stuff. 3 plus 4 plus something plus 7 plus 8 equals 40. So in order to do this, we're going to simplify what we can. Why don't we add up the numbers that we do know? All right, 3 and 4 make 7. So I might even go like this as I'm writing this. 7 and 7 plus 8 makes 15. All right, and 15 plus 7 is 22. So now we know that 22 plus n equals 40. So I just simplified to get to this. Now let's make it into a fact family where n is the answer. So in order to do that, we actually have to do 40 minus 22 equals n. And then we're going to go ahead and figure out the answer. You might know this in your head because you like mental math. Some people might not do it very well. So, but either way, we get n equals 18, and I might even just write it this way and go ahead and box it. Okay. Sometimes that's when we have a missing number in addition problems. Now we have missing numbers in subtraction problems. And that might be a little different. Again, let's figure out where we can say p equals something, a combination of these two. Let's see, well, this was the minuend, subtrahend, and difference. So in order to figure out what p is, we're probably going to have to add, hopefully you know, or you can see that we would add those two. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Your book always has examples, does the examples and shows you their solution. So I might say something slightly different than the book shows, which is nice. You can always look in your book if I'm confusing. Or again, call me or ask me in class for help. All right, this one, we want x by itself, or we want x to be the other part of the fact family, the number family. So if we have 32 minus something equals 14, we can also do 32 minus 14. Okay, and then I go ahead and subtract it, and I'm going to get 18. X equals 18. Okay. And we're going to go to the next page, example 3. More missing numbers. Now we're in multiplication and division. Okay. A isn't too terrible. C might be a little funky for you, a little different. So that'll be exciting. All right. 12 times something equals 168. And so how do we get that? Rewrite it. So n 12 times something equals 168. Well, to get the answer, you can do 168 divided by 12. Okay? And then we would find out our n. Now, you might not know that in your head, what the answer is. I certainly don't. So I'm going to go ahead and do long division, because I'm not scared of long division. Long division is fun. All right, 12 into 16 goes in there once. 1 times 12. Subtract. And we get 48. Now, hopefully you guys know your 12s. I love it when you know your 12s. If you don't know your 12s, I would love you to practice your 12s until you know them. So 12 times 4 is 48. So there we are. Long division. I'm still alive. It didn't kill me doing long division. And you will live too. And it's fun. So n equals 14. Whoops. All right, next one. 7 times something is 105. So again, in order to figure out what that something is, we're going to have to divide. Okay? And again, you might need to do long division, but long division isn't going to kill you. It's still fun. I enjoy it. Okay? There we go. So again, I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not willing to do. All right, so now we have 15 as our answer. K equals 15. All right, this one, the next one is a little funky. Now, there's 2 ways to do it. You can say 2 times something equals 30. So we can figure out what that something is. 2 times something equals 30. Now in your head, can you think of that? 2 times, how about 15 equals 30? Do you agree? Because I did 30 divided by 2. So 2 times, so now we know that 3a is equal to 15. Whatever this means equals, whatever a is, when we multiply it by 3, we have to get 15. So now we can go ahead and say, all right, 3 times something equals 15. Well, 3 times 5. So you can go ahead and say a equals 5. Or you might have had to do long division. 15 divided by 3. If this had been a bigger number and you would have needed to do long division. Okay, I'm zooming through these lessons 1 through 10 because I'm guessing this is review for most of you. All right. Now we are dividing. Something divided by 3 equals 15. So what that can be rewritten is, if something divided by 3 is 15, that means that this is the biggest number. We divide by 3 and we get that number. So we actually can multiply 3 times 15 to get our answer. And I know my 15s because of a clock. Because when I was your age, I used to look at a clock waiting for my periods at school to finish, because we were in every class for an hour and I would be bored and wanted to be done. So I'd always be like, okay, we have 15 minutes left. We have a half hour left, whatever. So I always know that 3 times 15 is 45. Sorry, I took a long time to explain why 3 times 15 is 45. All right, the next one is 64 divided by something is 4. 64 divided by something is 4. Well, to get what you're dividing by, that means this times this is 64. So we could also divide by 4 to get B. 64 divided by 4. All right, not afraid of long division if we don't know this answer. 1. All right, we get 16. Now you get to the point where you're going to know these a little bit better. Sorry. So B equals 16. All right, so that's it for your notes. Now you will be going ahead and doing, let's see, your practice. Let me see how many practices you have. You have A through J, okay? Now I want them to look exactly like you know, our examples. So if I show work like this, I want you to show work. Now, if it was long division but you already know it, then leave it out. But if you didn't know it and you needed to use long division, go ahead and leave it on your paper. Don't use scratch work. I want to see your work, okay? You can have it be messy as long as you have your final answer in a box. That's actually beautiful to me. So there it is for lesson 3. And you will have, you will do your practice and then your problem set or mixed practice, and you will turn it in. And that's it.